Hi, it's great to be with you again today. Got a couple of things for you today. First up is that I want to share with you a little bit from last month's, well, it wasn't last month's, this month's Self-Love Sanctuary that was at the beginning of this month. It was a gem, an absolute gem. And the reason why I'm sharing it is because I'm passing this love to you through the sharing in the story. There was a lady who came along to Self-Love Sanctuary, which is my online gathering that I hold once a month. And she was in her 80s, I would say to guess, and ask her exact age, but around there. And she said that she had never had an experience of self-love, and she had no idea what that was going to feel like, what it could be. So I led the people who were there through a guided meditation right into their hearts and guided them to the stillness and the love that lies inside each and every one of us. And then at the end of the meditation, I asked for the people who were there to share their experience if they wanted to. And this lady, this gorgeous lady, chimed in with saying that she had experienced this force of love at her core. She had a glint in her eye and a smile on her face with a slightly confused look too. She kind of had this, like her brain was trying to figure out what just happened to me. I don't understand that. But nonetheless, at the same time, there was this other part of her that knew she had had this visceral experience of love at her core. And she also said that she discovered a ledge in her heart where she knew she could go and sit whenever she wanted to. That whenever she wanted to feel this love, all she had to do was go inside and sit on this ledge, and there it was. So at any age, you can discover this force of love at your core. And with that comes this realization that we are all an aspect of the divine. And it was such an honor to witness it, truly. It was such a gift for all of us, not just for her, but for those of us who witnessed it too. Okay, moving that one aside. Today I am talking about how brave are you to just show up and be yourself. So this video is really a kind of like how to be brave enough to just be you. As human beings, through most of our lives, we're trying to fit in, many of us, not speaking for everybody, but what we tend to do is try to fit in. Whether, I think about fitting in with our family in terms of trying to kind of be a part of the tribe, be accepted, whether we're at school, through all the different years of being at school. University, same deal. You'd show up and you figure out these are the people and you try to fit in, at work, at jobs, at all kinds of things that we do. And the one that I kind of want to talk about is the world of spirituality. When I started to become spiritual, that sounds so funny. Yeah, well, when I found myself, let me put it another way. When I found myself on my healing journey from my traumatic childhood in my mid-30s, I was doing Reiki training and all sorts of other modalities I got into along the way. I was going to say NLP, it's not spiritual, but anyway, plenty of things that I was doing in the spiritual realm. And I felt that I needed to change in some way to sort of fit in with that. So it was affecting the way that I dressed, the way that I spoke, the way I signed off on emails. Oh, yeah. Sort of proving to the world I'm a spiritual person. Too funny now. But for a while, I was kind of trapped in that. I was wearing a bit of a spiritual mask. I had a sort of spiritual persona, which was then different when I was around my family, because it was sort of also like a sort of, it only came out to play with certain people. And I sought spiritual friendships because I wanted to be with like-minded people. I wanted to be with people that I thought could understand what I was experiencing and that I wanted to have great conversations with people who I really resonated with in this spiritual realm. But many years later, I saw how I had idealized those, what I thought a spiritual friendship was. I thought it would be that we would show up and we would be meditating together and we would do processing work together and we would be having these deep and meaningful conversations and, all of these things. In a way, it was, I found that could be a trap too. In a way, we were kind of in a place of believing ourselves to be a little bit special from the majority, which is not true. Nobody who's spiritual is any different from anybody who doesn't identify as being spiritual. But back then I did. So anyway, after quite a few years, I kind of called myself out on that. This spiritual ego, as I call it, really meaning there's a, way of behaving, a way of looking, a way of speaking. The whole thing was like, this is how I felt I needed to show up to be accepted in the spiritual community or to be seen to be spiritual by others. You know what? None of it was true. None of it was true. It really wasn't. And it was exhausting. And I wasn't being true to myself. And in those spiritual friendships, they never really flowed naturally because I think I was also always sort of censoring myself in some way or reining myself in. I can be a bit like full on and out there. And I think that I was thinking in my head, if I'm in conversation with, I can't say this, I shouldn't be like that. And I kind of had all these sort of things that were restricting me. I was changing who I was to be around these people rather than just fully being me and not caring what they thought. So anyway, I'm not sure if that resonates with you in any shape or form. And maybe it's not about spirituality. Maybe it is about something else in your life where you feel like you're not being true to you and you're changing who you are to fit in. Because there's this fear of not being accepted, this fear of being rejected, this fear of being isolated or lonely or alone. So we do that. And it's not that it's wrong, not making it wrong. It's not a bad thing when we try to fit in. So if it does highlight this in you, just go easy on yourself. Like, for me, it's kind of funny now with hindsight that I see what I was doing those years ago. And for me, with spirituality, the most spiritual people are those who are really present to everything that's occurring in life. They're not ignoring the horrendous things that are taking place on our planet. They're not avoiding them. They're not saying, turn that off. Don't want to hear about that. They're able to, with an open heart, be with that energy and connect with it inside of themselves, that same energy, to be with that, to meet the horrors, the difficulties, the pain, the suffering inside of themselves. Realizing that it isn't all outside self. It's all, we are one. It is inside of us here too. And to meet all of the emotions as they come up. Anger comes. Hooray! Anger's here. Okay, so we don't want to lash out at people and scream and shout at them. Although no one's perfect. Every now and then we have our moments. But meeting it all, meeting the sadness, meeting the anger, the disappointment, the frustration, the self-hatred. How much we cover that one up. Really opening up to self-hatred and whatever else is there. Just being with it and meeting it. Letting go of the story and embracing it just as much as we embrace joy, happiness, delight, excitement. It's about being real and embracing the totality of life, not selecting just the good bits that feel nice. So I am going to I'm going to open into my guides as saying this is what they wanted me to talk about today, and that I think they're going to do a little bit of energy work with us. So if you can just get comfortable, settling down. If you're sitting, you can lie down, do it however you want to. A straight spine is very helpful. I always say that if you can, try to get a straight spine. Like out across the shoulders. And then closing your eyes. closing your eyes and taking a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth, slowing down your breathing, breathing slowly and deeply and fully, bringing that breath directly down into your stomach, into your abdomen. So rather than holding on, like sucking in that part of your body, just let it be relaxed. Putting your hands over your abdomen is so helpful. It helps you cue, just let it go. Let it relax. Breathing in there, and your hands will move as you breathe in to your abdomen, and then just breathing out any tension, any worry. Breathing out whatever you've been carrying up to this moment in the day or the week. Just let it go. Let it go. Let it all go. Beautiful. Noticing if there are any particular areas of tension in your body. Is there tension in your head or your shoulders or your back or your hips or anywhere else for that matter? And if so, simply breathe into that area. Direct some breath into it. Breathing in the essence of spaciousness and calm and relaxation. And breathing out anything that is ready to leave. Directing your breath down into your feet, into your toes. Filling up your feet and your legs. Your pelvic area. Up through your torso. Down into your fingers, your arms. Breathing into your shoulders and your neck and your head. Breathing out whatever is ready to leave. With every breath you take, becoming more and more relaxed. Give yourself permission to relax. Being gentle with yourself. In this moment, there's no need to attach to any thoughts. And if any appear about anything at all, just let them pass by like clouds in the sky, where you watch them without attaching to them. Just let them go. Let them blow past you. Continuing to take some deep breaths. And bringing your awareness inside of you, right into the very core of you. And I wonder if there are any places inside of you that struggle to show up as you. That want to fit in and behave in certain ways, believing that's what's necessary. That you have to change yourself in some way to be accepted or respected or loved or whatever that might be. Maybe there are masks that you wear, that you put onto your face in certain circumstances, in particular contexts. Just in this quiet, still place, Bring into your mind's eye all the ways in which you do that, with no judgment. This is a sacred, gentle space, quite simply, where you can become aware of things that are going on inside of you, the ways in which you behave and show up. Continue to take some deep breaths. Perhaps you've thought of a few different aspects to this, or maybe there's one in particular, one place in which you show up like this. And if you're tired of pretending to be somebody that you're not, of molding yourself to be accepted or loved or respected, perhaps the part or parts of you that behave this way, I wonder, when you ask them, aren't they tired? Aren't they ready to put down the masks or the personas, the ways of behaving and speaking and showing up? Ask them, don't they just want to be free? Don't they just want to be themselves? To be completely free to be them? To be authentic? To be able to speak their truth with love and kindness? But to be outrageous if they want to be outrageous? To feel angry without suppressing it if anger shows up. To let themselves fully grieve if profound loss has taken place, but they feel it's not acceptable to linger in grief, to feel the emotions that are there. To all those parts, this is who we're speaking to. And imagining in your crown chakra opens up, and divine love pours into your being, into your body, completely saturating you and filling you up, and saturating and filling up all of these parts of you that try to fit in or wear these masks in some shape or form, that have just been scared to be themselves. Perhaps these parts can sit down and take a rest or lie down, because it's exhausting trying to be somebody that we're not. As they fill up with divine love, they are free to be themselves, to take off the masks, to just fully be them. Be all of you. Be all aspects of you. Every single aspect of who you are is welcome. None of them need to be hidden any longer. That doesn't mean that we lash out at people and act out of our strong, dense emotions. Far from it, no. We enter into the energy, we meet the energy and dive into it, letting go of the story. Simply being with it, accepting it, meeting and loving it all. That's where powerful transformations take place, right there. Be still a while. Let this alchemy occur. Breathing in courage into every level of your being. Breathing in a willingness to be vulnerable. Breathing in trust, a trusting that you can show up as you. Breathing in self-love, the capacity to love yourself, regardless of what anybody else thinks about you. Letting go in this instant of caring about what other people think, second guessing what they think. Throw that away too. Filling up with this divine love, connecting with this love in your core. Let that move throughout every cell in your body and between your cells. The truth of who you are. Giving you the strength to be brave, to show up just as you are. This is how to be brave enough to be you. When we connect in with our heart space and we take some deep breaths and we let go of our thoughts, we don't have to go looking for this love. All we have to do is be still and do absolutely nothing, because it comes to us. It reveals itself to us. Let this love be directed to all the places that were unsure of themselves or felt they needed to fit in. You are wonderful just as you are. There is nothing that you need to change to be loved or accepted. Be brave enough to be you. And know that that is enough. You are enough. I wonder if you can sense how this energy feels inside of you. However subtle or strong the feeling is, no matter. Taking some deep breaths and exhaling whatever needs to leave. Paying particular attention to the shoulders, and if they need to just relax a little, direct some breaths into that area, and then as you exhale, release, release, release. Feeling once more the length in your spine, down through your tailbone and up through the crown of your head. Feeling the width across your chest, out through your shoulders. Feeling lighter because you've discarded the facade, the masks, the tools and techniques that you've used in trying to be different from who you were, in terms of trying to fit in. Look how much lighter you are. How wonderful and radiant as you. Completely and utterly you. accepting all parts of you, the good, the bad, the ugly, and just in this moment, loving it all and letting it all know it's welcome. Welcome inside of you. Embrace it all. And then breathing out anything else that's lingering, that's ready to leave. Knowing that you are brave enough and courageous enough to be yourself. Feeling this love within you. And that's your North Star, this love, this power, force of love is your North Star. That's what guides you. That's your true self. That's coming home to yourself. And it's always available to you when you bring your attention to your heart. Breathe deeply and let go of your thoughts. Being still, waiting for it to show itself in the most exquisite manner. And then when you're ready, beginning to wriggle your fingers and wriggle your toes, beginning to awaken from this deep place of relaxation, noticing the temperature on your face, maybe the clothes on your body, what you're sitting on, where your body is in contact with the surface. Beginning to take some deeper breaths, invigorating breaths, and breathing out anything that still needs to go. Returning to a more awake level of consciousness. Maybe rolling your neck gently, carefully from side to side and around on your chest. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Well, I don't know how that felt for you, but it felt very... felt very relaxing. And I certainly felt a level of relief in me, permission to let go of any other masks that I was still wearing. It's okay to just be us. So that was really beautiful, and I hope that you found that valuable too. All right, before I wrap up, Self-Love Sanctuary, the next one is May 2nd at 7 to 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. There's a link to that in the information to this video. I'd love to have you join me. You can find out about it on my website. And what else? Yeah, so on my website anyway, yeah, so you can sign up on my contact list, whatever you want to call it, so you can hear about my events, what I'm getting up to. I'm writing a book, which you probably already know. So you'll hear about when that is ready. I'm feeling a bit woozy. I'm a bit like, oh man, that was really nice. Like, what is it I'm supposed to be saying? Yeah, I'm a little out there still. I think I need some chocolate. Great way to ground yourself, by the way. When you have been doing energy work or meditating, I often have good quality chocolate, 70% cacao stuffed somewhere, or nuts, another great one. Or go hug a tree. I don't know, but do something to just wake yourself up a bit. Yeah, so anyway, Self-Love Sanctuary, May 2nd. I would love to have you there. And please, if you enjoyed this video, put a like, leave me a comment, send me an email via my website. I always love to hear from you. And I love to hear what your experiences are with this energy work that comes up in these videos sometimes. It's been a pleasure having you with me. It really, really, truly has. And yeah, I just love sharing these videos with you. So I hope that I hope you've enjoyed it. That's it. It's as simple as that. Right. Anyway, until next time. Goodbye.